Oh, you gotta love it. Welcome everyone to Prepper Chicks After Dark. We are here to play a few rounds of Conflicted, the survival card game. A scenario-based, situational, we're gonna just talk, basically. We're gonna talk our way out of survival situations and how to stay safe. Joining us tonight, our returning guests. Welcome back, Alika. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great, Lori. I rep the website www.shtfready.com. We are prepping survivalist website that shares ideas, and we help each other learn and prepare. We keep the tinfoil hat people out, and we focus on prepping in all aspects surrounding it. We've all heard of the ant and the grasshopper story. We teach you to be the ant.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us again tonight. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Hello. Whoa, what was that? Oh, what's all that again? Oh,
Hello.
okay. Hello, JD. Yeah, so anyway, before JD interrupted, my name's Chris. You can find me at aeseries.com. I'm author of a couple books, in the process of a third and a fourth. And, like I said, aeseries.com. You can find me there.
Awesome. Thank you. The creator of the card game itself, JD, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Laurie. I appreciate you having me back.
It's awesome to have you here. And our special guest tonight, the man with, in my opinion, the sexiest voice in radio, Jimmy
Oh my
Funky.
God, you didn't just say that, did you, Lori? I can't believe you.
Come on, listen to the man talk here.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Banana.
Dude, welcome. Glad to have you here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the offer.
So let's rock and roll.
I got my deck 2 in the mail yesterday, so
Awesome.
I'm all excited.
I will say this.
Oh, nice.
Deck 2 is even better than Deck 1.
Oh yeah.
A lot more realistic based stuff, a lot more things to make you think. Really, really like Deck 2. So nice job, JD.
Well, thanks, everybody. The community has been awesome, too, submitting a lot of really good scenarios, so I'm glad to just get everybody involved in this conversation.
Awesome. Well, let's get on to the first card and see what we can come up with.
Cool.
Hey, you're missing something. Why don't we let our guest introduce himself a little bit and tell us what he does?
Oh, everybody on this network knows me. Everybody on this network knows me. I've got one of the largest mouths on the network, so no introductions needed. Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy.
But you have a radio show on the network, and that is?
Boiler Room Radio, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Yeah, it's some very interesting
Wednesdays and Fridays.
information on his show, I can tell you that.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
we go down some rabbit holes every once in a while.
Yes, you do. And straight up no bullshit, too. So really appreciate that.
No sugar coating needed.
Nope.
We're all adults here, yeah?
That we are. Well, most of the
Well,
time.
Sometimes.
Age-wise, and, mentality,
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Off to the first card. So, well, let's ask our guest. Did you pull a card off your deck?
No, I'm fixing to right now, actually.
Awesome.
Out of deck 2, we're just going to go random here. Okay. Here we go. How can you tell others about the need to prepare without making yourself a target for unwanted visitors in the future?
All right. So, let's start with tried and true. Alika? How would you...
By unwanted visitors, are you talking about just regular random zombie jackasses, or are you talking about the feds?
Well,
Both.
we can take both of them.
Both? Oh, shit. We've all got big targets on our heads now.
We pretty
We've
much
had
do.
big targets on our head for a while, so.
Well, let's just start with people around us. So, how would you keep your neighbors, friends, family, unwanted family, away from you in the future if we did have a downgrade situation? Alika, let's go with you first.
How I would teach them the importance of just preparing, not going, doomsday prepper on them and going to the extreme of having, 3 years worth of food stockpiled, but explaining to them that relying on Big Brother government doesn't always pan out. And I always point to Katrina, which was basically the turning point for me going, oh, okay, I gotta start fending for myself and not rely on the government. And once I explain and break down the schematics of it and had them really think about it, people start opening their eyes. And I would tell them, hey, I warned you, don't come around my house when the time comes, pretty much.
Alrighty. Off to you, Chris.
Off to me. Yeah. So I'm now instructing people to be preppers. Is that what you're saying?
Just fake your way through it, dude.
Fake my way through it. Yeah. Just bullshit my way through it like I do everything else.
Well, you've picked up on some stuff by osmosis by now, so.
Yeah. I pretend like I know quite a bit, so.
You've been dipped in prepper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would probably tell anybody to, I don't know. He said don't go all doomsday prepper, so I'm always going to follow Lika's advice. But, I don't know. Just like he said, have the bare necessities, like have at least one gun and some ammo and,
So you would just tell people that this is what you need?
Yeah, make a little checklist and here, let me text it to you. Got your cover, bro.
Do you think that would show your hand though?
No, because that's what I mean. Is I wouldn't tell them everything that I had and everything. You know what I mean? Like to make it like here's a 10-point checklist. Have a good day. Like you're not telling them this is what I have and this is what I'm doing. I would just say, hey, here's some pointers for you, kind of thing, and leave it at that. I wouldn't go into great detail, and I wouldn't, like you said, show my hand kind of thing. Like, I don't know, something along those lines, maybe.
Okay, Mr. Uncle Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, I try to wear a lot of camouflage when I'm out in public, and make myself known as the creepy guy on the hill outside of town. So I don't think very many people will be coming out this direction. Those that know they're welcome already know they're welcome, and those that aren't welcome know they are not welcome. And I let them know that ahead of time. So, most people know my game already. I don't try to hide anything. I've got videos out on Facebook of what I'm doing here. And, if you Google my name, you'll probably find the address because, the house it's all here. You can see my shit on Google Earth. So just know that it's also heavily fortified and I'm well armed.
Automated gun turrets.
So you are the crazy prepper dude.
Automated gun turrets.
I don't consider myself a prepper though. I think that term is getting so played out. And when you say prepper, people automatically think that you're a tinfoil hat wearing crayon eater.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, I consider myself trained. I train for the inevitable.
More of a survivalist?
Correct.
Gotcha.
I plan on living by attrition. Do you know what that means? That's something that we're taught.
Best of friends.
That's something we're taught in the military. Win by attrition. You outlast your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
JD, what's your answer for this one?
I think the easiest way to do it is by asking questions and then having people figure it out by themselves.
I would agree with that. That's probably the route I would take too.
Just like you can start by saying, hey, did you see in the news that this and this happened? For example, shared with you guys an article that I found this week about President Obama's new manufacturing institute thing that he's put in.
Jeez, banana.
And it's about basically reviving manufacturing throughout the country, but it's by the Department of Defense. Doesn't that sound odd? Shouldn't the Department of Labor be doing this, not the Department of Defense? So just simple questions like that, and people just to get them thinking and see if they have any interest in finding their way, or they can be kind of like Chris and say, oh no.
Well, you know what I was thinking? If JD wasn't on this show, the Department of Defense wouldn't always be listening. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, the Department of Labor answers to the people, though. The Department of Defense answers to the administration. So there's your answer there. That's why the DOD is in charge of it, because they want everybody to be a statist.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
So that will lead people towards digging into it a little deeper, and maybe finding their own way. It doesn't mean that I sit them down and say, hey, I'm stockpiling all this stuff, and this is what I think will happen.
So you're trying to get their buy-in. So when you're talking to people, like I went out to the grocery store the last time we had a blizzard here, and just to see the reaction of people. And instead of saying, you really should have this, and this, you say, oh my goodness, it's snowing. What are you getting? How are you getting ready for this? That kind of stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk.
Yeah, exactly. And toilet paper. Don't forget the toilet paper.
Oh, I got that covered though, remember?
You can always use paper towels in a pinch.
Oh, there's a lot of things you could use in a pinch.
Wash your hands.
Yeah.
And don't forget to clean under your fingernails.
There's your public service announcement for the night.
And shake your friend's hand with your left hand like they do in other countries.
That's right. Give him a big old bear hug.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Is that shit on your back?
But I think it's
You've been over to Uncle Jimmy's, ain't you?
that's a good way to check the temperature of people in your neighborhood on how well prepared they are.
If they have poop on their back?
Well, you can smell them.
I think it all depends on where you live too. Because if you live in a rural area, more rural area than you do,
You're used to poop on your back? Is that what you're saying?
The people are more prepared.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
They,
so if you're in the city, they have poop on their back.
Okay, let's step away from the poop. Okay, so move along. But
Moving
yeah,
up. We got
and I don't have the benefit of wearing camouflage everywhere I go either. That's not gonna work in my line of employment. No.
Women camouflage stuff.
They do, but my job would not allow something like that. I can assure you.
I wear camo.
That's different. That's a job requirement, not a job dislike.
You could wear snow camo though, couldn't you?
No.
No.
Nope.
Could wear camo either.
All right, let's move on away from the shit question to the next one.
Okay.
So,
You didn't answer Lori. How would you keep
I
people
did
away from
actually.
Well,
She said she agreed with JD.
I agreed with JD.
That's like a cop-out answer, man.
Not really. I mean, anybody that knows me,
I know you didn't have a nap, so we'll move on.
didn't have an app, but whatever. No, the people that are in my group know they're in my group. Nobody else outside of my group really knows what I do. But that being said, it does not stop me from trying to get people to open their minds up and get prepared for things. To do that, though, I flip it like JD does, and I get their buy-in by letting them come up with the answers.
Right, yeah. And the one thing that question didn't address was whether you were bugging in or bugging out. Because if you're bugging out, you're not really going to have to face that situation, right? Because nobody's supposed to know where your bunker's at. Right?
Unless they build it, which is one of the questions in the DAC, but we'll skip that one.
Okay.
Unless they build it, yeah.
So after you build your bunker, you need to take them out back and shoot them in the head and bury them next to your bunker.
Yeah, pretty much so. That's
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm glad I learned that from the show.
Okay, here's the next question.
She's like moving along.
We are moving along. So the banking system in your country has collapsed. And I think we all agree that we're seeing the beginnings of that or midpoint of that right now. You have some supplies, but your bank account cannot be assessed for more. There are, however, people who owe you money. And it dawns on you that either you need to collect now in cash or in goods or risk never being paid again. How would you go about collecting debts after the collapse? JD? How would you collect money from people that owe you? Say you have houses that you rent out even. How would you go about getting your money?
I don't think I would be worrying about that.
Because what if you don't have enough supplies and you need to get more to feed your kids?
Well,
you're a shitty
I don't know. I think I would. Anytime you go, I think anytime you go and with the mindset of taking somebody else's belongings by force,
but
you're going to find problems.
It's not their belongings. They actually owe you.
But that's not how they'll feel about it.
That's how you feel about it.
Well, I prepare myself not to be in that situation. If I would just write it off as a loss, I would need to try, because I think about it. If you were me, if somebody came knocking, trying to collect things from me, it would not be a very happy situation.
Just put it on your apocalyptic tax return. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, all bets are off, I think.
You would just let it go and get your preps some other way.
Yeah. You're going to go knocking and collecting. Like, if people are, for example, if you're their landlord and they're renting from you, you're going to go there and try to collect rent. I mean,
dude, that was in the first stack.
Well, that's the example I'm giving. But so if you try to do that, or let your buddy borrow $1,000, you're gonna get that in form of canned goods, take away from their family. They're not gonna give it to you. So why even risk? I think you're better off just focusing your energy doing something else.
Not getting shot over the milk money or whatever.
Yeah. So, hey, remember I let you borrow $500 and I gotta come to your pantry and get at least $300 worth of cans.
Or his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take her payments, yeah.
It's not gonna end well.
Okay. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it depends how much you're talking. I mean, first of all, I would never loan money because I don't have any money. But if I did have money, I mean, it depends how much you're if somebody owed me like $5,000 or some retarded amount like that, then maybe I might be like, hey, you should give me your car or something like that. But I mean, if you're talking $500 or something like that, that's like he said, it's not even worth it, because it might just go, yeah, well, here's the 45, so. I don't know. It'd have to be worth it to even make it feasible to me. Like, it'd have to be a pretty large sum of money, and then you'd also have to know that they'd even give a crap and want to pay you back, somehow. So, because they're going to be in just the same crappy situation that you are, so they might just say, well, foreclose on me and suck it,
Okay. We're going to have Uncle Jimmy, you're up next, but I'm going to give you a curveball.
Okay.
Let's say that the people that owe you is just, a small family, and you plan on taking your survival group with you, which is comprised of, say, 24 men. Would you go after it? Would you let it go? What would you do?
It was a small family. I would ask them when I got there if they were able to barter off the debt. And if they were not, I would probably do what JD said. I would just call it a loss and, go about my business, continue on. Because, really, I mean, if they're going to give you money and the economy's collapsed, the money's going to be worthless unless you're dealing with idiots that still accept it. But, other than that, I'm not going to thin somebody else's preps out because I know I've got the skill set to make it on my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alika, any different answer?
I would.
Yeah, I'd take for everything they're worth.
No. I would take advantage of the situation where usually on a economic collapse or any type of disaster like that, there's a period of confusion, and I wouldn't take them for everything they're worth, but I'd be knocking on the door saying, hey, the rent's due. oh, you don't have any money, you can't get to the bank. Well, I need a bag of rice or something. And then whatever they would give me, then I would just leave it alone after that and not keep coming back. Hey, you owe me money. I'm here to collect again or whatnot. Cause after that point, even the unprepared get wise to the fact. And then later on down the road, you'll be looking down the barrel of a pistol if you're trying to get more money out of the family.
Well, here's a curveball. What if they come up and they say, I don't have the money or the supplies to give you, but if you bring me into your group, I would be more than willing to do X, Y, or Z in order to work off the debt. Would you bring them into your group?
And here's my wife.
And yes, she can cook.
Oh, that's
if I had a survival group and I didn't get the consensus amongst the rest of them, I would probably say for them to pay the debt off, I would have them go, okay, look, I know there's a distro warehouse, 3 towns over. If you can go there and bring me back, X, Y, Z, we'll call the debt square, and you'll be able to go on your own way.
Okay.
It's like an epic quest.
Mr. Funky, would it change your answer? Would you bring him into your group?
Well, yeah, if I knew them and knew, if they had something to offer, I mean, I'm not going to take anybody's word for it. Like, I can cook, I can do this, I can, okay. But I mean, if I know.
Yeah, my guess is if you've loaned them money, you probably know them to some degree.
Right. But if they knew me, they know they wouldn't ask me for money.
Yeah, I, for one, don't loan money with the intention of getting it back. I just don't loan money. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'll give anybody anything that I can give them, but I don't expect it back.
Right.
When they tell me, oh, dude, I'll pay you back. Yeah, whatever.
And you all can calm down in the chat room because I'm not giving out money anytime soon.
But no, I mean, if I knew the people and I knew they were good people, I would welcome them with open arms into my group. But those people are few and far between. Yeah. Can
they be taught skills that you need?
Anybody can be taught anything if they've got an open mind. Agree or disagree?
Very true.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, if they're a complete and total loser and they just want to lay on the couch or whatever, then no, they're not welcome.
Yeah. Open mind and some kind of resourcefulness too. I think that's the other part of that equation.
JD, would you take them in?
Well, I think it depends. You got to look at your supplies, and you got to look at the. I don't think if you're part of a group, you can make the decision on your own. If you chose, if you have like 5 friends that are close to you and you all have a piece of land together, you just can't take people in without talking to them. Imagine if everybody did it, and then instead of 5 families, you had 10 families. Then everybody's going to lose. Yeah,
there's safety in numbers.
There's
also, there's more people to hunt and gather. There's more people to provide. There's more people for, building, construction stuff. You got to look at both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
But now look how many people live in my city, 500,000 people here, and it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, but they're all sheep.
Yeah. So if there is some kind of a way to, I don't know, task people out, but if you're bugging out, I don't know if there's time for that. It would depend a lot, If I knew the guy could contribute and like the guy had some skills that I have known, for some time, then I could sell that to the group. But a spare the moment thing, okay, let's go. I don't think I'll do that.
All right. Well, this parlays into another question, because you guys are talking about it. So, do you think physical ability or knowledge will be more valuable to your group in a survival situation? Who would you rather team up with? A 70-year-old female who knows how to live off the grid but needs almost every physical assistance, or a 28-year-old man who only knows a strong back or only offers a strong back to your group? JD, which one would you rather have?
Well, if I can find a way to take care of the lady, I'll bring her. But if it was just me and someone else, it would probably be the guy. Even though the lady may know more, I just can't. If I don't have enough people and resources to spare to take care of this older person who knows a lot.
Just make sure you get her cell number before you take off, right?
Can I get your email?
Yeah, so
Facebook?
All right, Jimmy, which one would you choose?
I'd always take knowledge. Always. I always take knowledge.
Wheelchair? And wipe her butt?
I'll carry your ass on my back if I have to, brother. I'll always take knowledge. I'll take knowledge over strength anytime.
Hold it or not?
Chris, you got to let that go, dude.
Oh,
We left that question a long time ago.
all right.
So we have two. Well, we have kind of one down for knowledge and one for the 28-year-old. So, Chris, which one would you choose?
Well, I mean, you said knowledge or
Strong back.
skills. Oh, well,
No, not skills.
Strong back.
No, the
so
only thing. Yeah, the only thing the other
just
one
knowledge
has.
or young.
One is knowledge and one is physical strength.
Okay. Honestly, I would rather go with the physical strength part because I feel like even though I don't have as much knowledge as the 70-year-old lady, I would rather have somebody that could help me, do the heavy lifting, the building, the foraging, the hunting.
Seriously, man, you want to be tromping around through the woods with a moose? That's basically what this guy is, right? He's just a big moose that's going to eat everything that you find.
Well, yeah, but the
Guys,
moose can carry back the whatever because I'm not a big burly dude like Alika, so I need somebody to carry shit around for me.
Come here, let me tie this on you, man. Shut up. Just follow me.
Just use them like a big pack mule, man. I'm telling you, that's what I was thinking.
Like, go stop and graze a little bit. Run over there and eat some of that grass.
I shot the deer, now you drag it back.
Alika, what would you choose?
I'm with Jimmy. Knowledge over power, any day. The likelihood of you taking on the 70-year-old and, you bumping into random stragglers that, say they would work for food or whatever is much more likely than you bumping into somebody,
That's going to have a shitload of knowledge.
right. So, I would, suck it up and, be the brute physical force for the 70-year-old as long as that person's teaching me stuff.
Because you're the brute physical force. You're the moose that's humping the grandma through the woods.
But she appreciates it, man.
Yeah.
But the likelihood of you finding a strong back, later down the road is highly more probable than, finding an Obi-Wan.
But I can't get the old lady humping on my back until I get to that point.
All right, banana. Anyways, so what if you were the 70-year-old woman with the knowledge? Let's say you had the knowledge to survive. Would it change which one you would choose?
If I was the 70-year-old person?
Yeah.
Well, then you don't.
Oh, yeah. If that was the case, I would be looking for a strong young whippersnapper to tend to the fields and stuff. And
He said whippersnapper.
and I could share my knowledge with that particular person, and
Teach young Padawan.
prove my worth to that person. I think anybody with a half a brain, and especially that doesn't know, what plants in their particular AO they need to eat, but I do, would say, okay, I'm going to work for this old lady while she teaches me what I can and can't do and how to live off the land and whatnot.
Well, you guys have answered this as males. Put yourself in a female's shoes. Would that change your answer? Now, typically in a downgrade situation, without proper security, firearms, whatever, you're more susceptible to being overpowered by a male. Would that change your answer?
Do you mean taking a burly man over an old grandma?
Yeah. You're a woman.
I think most of them would probably take the burly. Well, see though, because then you got to worry about what about if the burly man's a creeper, you know?
What if he's your brother?
Oh, if he's your brother, then obviously you take your brother over old grandma.
What if your grandmother had all the
it's
knowledge?
Your grandmother and your brother.
Yeah, let's say your grandmother had the knowledge that you needed, but your brother had the strength. Which one?
And make you not susceptible to gang rape and stuff. I think most people pick the brother. I would pick the brother for sure.
JD, would it change your answer?
If I choose my grandma or a brother?
You're a woman now, by the way.
Okay.
That's easier for him.
Damn, I'm pretty hot.
That's,
Would you choose your grandmother with the knowledge because she went through the depression and stuff like that, or would you choose your brother who had some strength to him?
That's
I don't know.
Question.
I'll probably go with, if it was just the three of us and I had to leave one and go with the other only, I'd still probably go with the guy.
The strength behind it.
Yeah. Even though I value the knowledge, I think just the resources to take care of somebody like that.
Even though we all love grandma. Time for you to go home, grandma.
Jimmy, would you change your answer?
I'd ask two questions. First, I'd ask grandma if she wrote all that shit down somewhere. And then I'd ask the brother, and then I'd ask the brother if he remembered any of the stuff the grandma taught us when we were younger, and make my decision after that. If he said no, I'm taking grandma.
Just hold on a minute. I need a week.
Yeah.
Start
Right.
dating.
Yeah.
Grandma, can you teach me how to rub those sticks together? I forgot.
This is called 20 questions, grandma. Here's a pen and paper. No, I'd still, I mean, if I was a woman, oh man, that is like a loaded question.
Go shave your legs real fast. It'll put you in the mood.
Right.
Yeah. If I was a woman, I thought it would probably change my answer. I'd probably go with the strength because I've seen women at the hands of men that don't respect them. And, I don't think I'd ever want to be put in that position if I was a woman. Cool.
Cool. All right. I've picked like 3 cards now. Do you one of you guys have?
I know
one?
you're like hogging the show. What the hell? I thought you didn't take a nap.
I didn't. So my husband goes and gets me a bunch of chocolate. So I just had a Cadbury egg.
There
So
you
good
go.
Lord, I can talk the rest of the night really
So
fast
you're
like
about
this.
ready to
Oh hell
have
yes.
the big O.
Oh, geez.
One more bonbon, baby. Here we go.
I'll be up till next week sometime.
Bonbons. Good times.
Hey, we're halfway through the show. Should we go around and kind of introduce everybody again?
Yes, CJD's paying attention. Yes.
Look at JD.
Yes.
Yes.
JD, you created this monster of a game. So how can people get your cards and stuff?
There is deck 1 available now. Deck 2 is in pre-order, but some people who pre-order are getting it. But we're going to do a full launch this coming Friday. You can go to conflictedgame.com/prepperchicks. You can get it there. And if you use that link, you help support Lori and everything that she does for us. So just go to conflictedgame.com/prepperchicks, and then you can buy both decks there.
And I will say, the decks get better each time that they come out. So I can't wait for deck 3 to come out. And
Deck 3 is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and you have something going on that's pretty neat coming up in the very near future with our author that's near and dear to our heart, who's been on the show a few times, G. Michael Hoft.
Oh yes, I'm very, very excited about that one. I'm a fan of his books, and there's just a lot of good information there that I think people should be talking about. So it's going to be a brand new thing. We're going to do a conflicted game based on his book series. I think people are going to enjoy it. I think there's going to be a good gateway for people who are fans of post-apocalyptic genre but are not into sort of actual preparedness. Maybe it will get them started.
Yeah.
bridge the gap a little bit. Yeah.
The more people that are prepared, the less bullets we have to waste later on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alika, where are you from?
I am from www.shtfready.com. We are a prepper survivalist website that share ideas and help each other learn and prepare. We keep the politics out so we can focus on the prepping and all aspects around it. And we focus on trying to get you to be the ant and not the grasshopper.
Awesome. And our author of the show, Mr. Chris.
All right. Yeah, my name's Chris with AEseries.com. Like I said, author of a couple books, working on a third. Alika and I have a cool project going on. I've been kind of leaking some of those stories as we've been going along here. As soon as he does his part, we will get that rolling, and I'll let you guys know as we go on.
Awesome. And our special guest tonight, Uncle Jimmy.
Boiler Room Radio, Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday nights at 9, right here on UCY.TV.
Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, next question. You guys ready? I want you to describe the ideal post-apocalyptic community with less than 30 people. What key skills would everyone have? What would the role structure look like? And how would you run the camp if you were the leader? Got all that?
Holy hell. Write this down.
Been there, done that.
Why does there gotta be leaders all the time, for Christ's sake? Why can't people just handle themselves?
Yeah, there's actually another question like
People
that.
want to blame somebody. People
All
want
right.
somebody to blame when it hits the fan.
Yeah, they gotta hang somebody first.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
less
shutting
than
up.
less than 30 people. What skills would you want in your group, and how would you run it if you were the leader? Chris, you're up first.
Oh yeah. Well, that's my thing, first of all. So originally my book was all pretty much the men are the warriors and the women do the women work. And apparently I got the backlash.
Wait. Say that again? Whoa, back
Okay.
that puppy up.
So the background story on that is apparently I'm a chauvinistic pig and I needed to, add more women warrior roles. And so in my learning experiences, I've learned that you need equal parts male and female, worker bees / warriors. And, basically in my new book, or the way I'm doing it now, everybody has a role. So there's the warrior types, the fighter types, that are out collecting food and taking out, bad people and whatnot. And then there's, an agricultural team that, farms and everything. And that's made up of both men and women and children. And then there's also like maintenance and construction people. So like people that are keeping things running and not breaking down, and then people that are building stuff. And I basically took everybody and gave them all a role, and didn't divide it by men and women and, whatnot. It was just wherever their skills were applicable. And then there's also a separate team or a separate group of people that is kind of like there's a figurehead, but then there's also like an advisory group. So there's like the main leader, and then there's a group of people that are, more experienced or have more knowledge than the leader does in certain aspects. And he kind of, filters the knowledge from those people to make, somewhat educated decisions. So there's the long story in that one.
Alrighty. Jimmy, how would you answer that question?
I would look at everybody and I would say, hey, look, if you need help, ask for help. If you know how to do something, offer help. If some outsiders start screwing around in here, grab a gun. Other than that, you're on your own.
You wouldn't come together as a group and sit down and decide who has what strengths or what
You'll
weaknesses?
figure that out on the way around. I mean, you'll figure it out as you go. If somebody needs some help building their house, they're going to holler, hey, somebody come over here. Okay. So everybody grab a hammer and run over there and help them do that.
What happens?
I'm not in a hierarchical society, man. I don't need anybody telling me how to live my life, and I don't want to have to tell anybody how to live theirs. That's just me. I'm anarchy.
What if you get stuck in a subdivision and you don't have a choice?
If I get stuck in a subdivision and I don't
Come
have
on,
a choice.
start playing along.
And there's
here.
500 people there, and you get to pick 30 of them. Which ones do you want? The first 30 show
I
up?
want the people that have their heads screwed on straight.
How are you going to figure that out real fast?
Say that again?
How are you going to figure that out real fast?
I'd want people that know how to hunt and fish and do all the things that, cause I mean, you don't need women to make clothes or what. I mean, guys need to know how to do all that stuff too. You want to grab the 30 best folks that you can find. It's like kind of choosing kickball teams, right?
Yeah, pretty much so.
Your
Alika?
audio's breaking up bad over here. I don't know about anybody else, but Lori was kind of cutting in and out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the White House.
Yeah.
Alika, how would you do it?
I would definitely be picking out the agricultural people, the farmers, people that have a green thumb, the hunters, the trappers, the fishermen for the food collection, the people with medical knowledge, military or through, medical school. And if that wasn't available, definitely a herbalist, person that knows, eat that tree bark and your headache will go away type guy.
That one chick back here.
The carpenter, will need houses and green houses built and whatnot. So it definitely need that person. The mechanic to get the plows up and running and the generators going. Granted,
I feel like you're plagiarizing now.
Granted, if there's no EMP blast, and then definitely security, you need the people that won't hesitate to pull a trigger if somebody's breaching the compound and not wanting to talk to the person about their feelings and why they're invading. They just need to pull the trigger and not have any qualms about doing it.
I really feel like you're plagiarizing.
All right, JD, do you have anything to add to what they have?
Well, I think, like Jimmy was saying, people should be able to take care of themselves. However, if you are among people without any knowledge, and you're the guy who knows how to go about it, they're naturally going to look up to you and expect you to tell them how to live. And people, instead of going and figuring it out on their own, which herbs to pick, how to hunt, they're going to say, hey, Jimmy, how do I do this? Hey, Jimmy, how do I do this? So everybody's just going to turn to whoever has more knowledge.
So you think the alphas will naturally become visible?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't think the alphas are necessarily the people who are going to be bossing people around, because there's going to be so much stress. I don't think people are going to put up with that. I don't think people are going to be wanting to live under that kind of stress, to be told what to do all the time. I think if there is somebody who can say, okay, everybody, what do we need? What can we all agree on that we need? Food, security, shelter, the list goes on, and then you just ask people to step up. But as long as you're the person that has knowledge about everything, how to live off grid, you're going to be viewed as the leader, and everybody's going to come to you. Your advice is going to weigh the heaviest.
What if you want to be like Jimmy, though, and be left alone? I mean, they're still in your group, kind of. You live around each other, but you can't prepare your preps or do what you need to do because everybody's constantly coming to you for information.
Well, I think if you have that kind of knowledge, the people are coming to you all the time. If you just turn people away, you're going to be seen as the a-hole, and people may turn against you. if they really are looking for knowledge and are looking to actually do something with what you're teaching them, you can barter and say, hey, I'll show you how to do this, but this is my time that I'm putting into it. So in exchange, I need this. Or, I think you can create a win-win for everybody, but I think it's unavoidable, especially if you're known for being the guy who knows how to live in an off-grid situation. People are going to come knocking because nobody's prepared. They say that there are about 6 million preppers in America. This country has 330 million people.
It's not very good odds, is it?
330 million people. And only 6 are known to be preparing for something.
So you got a 1 in 6 chance to be totally screwed or something like that? Or is it higher than that? Oh no, it's way higher than that.
You've got a huge chance of pure chaos, but the people who are close to you,
60.
and they're going to come to you for knowledge, I say just barter with them. And make it a win for everybody.
So out of all of the areas of preparedness that someone could have, what would be your top 5 that you would look at having in your group?
I think somebody with medical skills, somebody who knows how to grow food.
Somebody in military training or something like that.
Military training, yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody who knows how to live off the grid, somebody like Jimmy, so I can bug the crap out of him and he can give me all the answers.
I'm thinking he would kick you out of the group.
Yeah.
Depends on what he's got to offer.
Is there a requirement? But is there a requirement in your group, Jimmy, by how much camouflage you own before you can get into your group?
Must
No, because
87% camouflage items.
yeah, I've got camouflage for everybody.
You can share.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay,
just
so
buy
we've got
some spray paint and just paint them.
go naked.
I was gonna say,
There
Jimmy,
you go.
are you one of those guys that drives around like an 87 Bronco that's like painted camouflage with spray paint?
Oh, no. I have a very nice looking 06 F-150.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's painted camouflage.
No, it's black.
Oh, okay. Just checking. That's funny.
So you have
My four-wheeler's camouflage though.
There you go. I knew you had something. I knew you had some kind of wheels.
underwear are camouflage.
I don't wear
He's one of those people that
Never
buys
mind.
like his bedding from Bass Pro, and it's got like the ducks and stuff on it. Is that you?
No. I had a camouflage bedspread at one time, but
You couldn't find it because it was invisible.
that's right. I packed it up
It
during the
disappeared
move,
from the
and
rest
when
of
I
the
got
house.
down here, I couldn't find it. So
Okay, back to the question. So five things that you would look for to have definitely in your group. Rock solid, bottom line, this is what you would want. So, Jimmy, what would you say?
medical, off-grid knowledge, security skills, some kind of carpentry, and someone that knows the area. Someone knows that knows your AO. You know, like wilderness knowledge. Hey, where's the best place to go fishing around here? Where's the best place to go hunting? Where are we going to find good mushrooms this spring? Where are we going to, you know what I mean? So local knowledge is always very, very welcome.
Would you guys, as males, look
Was that
at?
5?
Yeah.
Cool.
Would you guys, as males, look at repopulating?
Like how hot they are.
Seriously, though. I mean,
Man, she's ugly.
you?
She needs more camo.
Be serious there, Beavis.
Yeah. Would you look at, it's a downgrade situation, it's a whatever happened, an EMP, you're looking at having no kind of power, no structure in the country for years. Would you look at adding to your community?
Nature's going to take its course.
Not unless they're all guys.
Well, I imagine that you're just going to naturally have women as part of the group. You know what I mean?
Not
'Cause-
some of them.
seriously? Who do you know that has a group that's all men?
Well, I'm not going to say, but I know there's a group in Ohio, back in my hometown, where They
None
might
of them have an old lady?
no. They're just
They don't
young.
have a 70
They're
year
Must
old.
be a lonely bunch of dudes.
Well, I don't think they've thought about it. They're just a bunch of young kids, 19, 20, 21 years old, and they haven't really thought it out. They're just planning on going to the woods in their camouflage. And
Is it camouflage
riding it out.
rainbow?
Did they all meet on their PlayStation games or something? I mean, did none of them have girlfriends? Seriously? These guys are in their 20s?
Yeah, I'm thinking their camouflage is probably a rainbow or something.
Actually, no, it's not. They're just, they're young guys that'll, and I'm going to say they're still going to screw whatever's in sight, but they don't have one set girlfriend. They're playing the field right now.
Well,
They're gonna
good luck
that
to
with
them.
each other.
Yeah, I would definitely
They
look
can
to
still
have
play the
women in my
field,
group.
It's just a different field.
Number one, they smell better.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Not after
But
nobody's
you know what I
taken a
mean?
bath.
You always need, I got to tell you, and this is for all the male chauvinists out there, women are a much better shot than men. They are better snipers. They are a calmer shot. And if you want to lay some long distance lead, give your rifle to your woman and tell her to hit it. They are a much better shot. If they're not scared of the gun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I've been on a qualification range with a bunch of female soldiers. That's not usually the case.
well, it depends on how old those soldiers are, man. I'm telling you what, dude. I know some women that can knock the eye out of a bird flying. So,
I'm sure there's some women.
and I'm telling you, as a sniper, women are better shots than men. They have better breath control. That's just inherent in a female structure, in the female body. They're a calmer species than men are. They're not as agitatable. And,
They're much better to teach.
They're better at breath control, and they're better at light trigger pull than a man is. That's just facts.
Okay, Jimmy, you have to pick one on the show tonight. Who do you want on your team?
Oh man.
Nobody. I'm going to get out of here.
No, I'm going to go with you, Lori, because I know your background. I don't, no offense to the rest of you guys, but I don't know Alika, and I don't know, I mean, just from what I've heard of you guys on the show, but,
yeah.
I know Lori. I watch Lori's posts on Facebook, and so she's got her head screwed on
Lori's
straight.
pretty intense on Facebook, I'll say that.
Yeah, she's a posting fool, man.
She is, man. She's like, look at this. You can make butter out of whatever.
Yeah, almost everything that I catch from her, unless it's even the hula hoop dancer, that was amazing, Lori.
Like I said, I would rip a boob off or something if I tried that. There's
but
no
still,
way.
that was way cool, man. That chick can move.
One boob down.
Well,
But
that's what
most
the
everything I
Amazon
pass
says.
forward. I mean, everything's good prepper knowledge, how to redo your old skillets and your old cast iron. Everything. People need to know those kind of skills.
Yeah, they do. And they're simple, easy things. People, when they think about being prepared, that they have to completely stop the electricity and start wearing long dresses and, never shave their armpits again and, all that stuff. And it's not really that hard to do.
Right.
It's just some quick little changes here and there in your life. And before you know it, it's like you're sitting there saying, bring it on. Let's go.
More stuff for pets. That's the only thing I can tell you. More stuff for pets.
More stuff for pets. Yeah, I need to have our pet prepper lady back on. Last time we were on, we were talking about medicinal marijuana and stuff. So we probably need to have her back on the show.
Collapsible water bowl. Prep done.
Yeah. Well, we have a bug out bag for Dixon.
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah.
I want to know some holistic flea defense and tick defense and stuff like that.
I will make sure I add that into the 50,000 posts a day I make.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
And thanks for having me on the show tonight, too.
It was our pleasure. So why don't you start then, Jimmy, and let's go round table again. Where are you from? What are you about? What are you doing?
Boiler Room Radio right here on UCY.TV, Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday nights at 9.
Awesome. Chris?
Yeah, I'm with aeseries.com. And you can find my books there, links to Amazon, and go from there.
Awesome. And Alika?
I'm with shtfready.com, the prepping website that we teach you to survivalist ideas and how to survive the apocalypse.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
And our fearless leader, the one that created this wicked card game that we sit here every Tuesday night and play. Before we get there, I want to thank Jules and the family at UCY TV for the awesome job that you guys do. Jules, you rock it out. Much
Literally.
appreciated for everything that you do. But JD, why don't you tell everybody how the game even came about and what's coming up in the future?
Well, the game came from a bunch of people like us talking about survival situations, and also a desire to get other people's thoughts. So if you got a scenario of your own, go to our website, conflictedgame.com, submit it. And if you want to get a game, go to conflictedgame.com/prepperchicks. Buy through that link, support Prepper Chicks, and we got 2 decks that we can be ready to ship to you. Be on the lookout for our phone app, which is in process. It's going to come out pretty soon. It's going to be really awesome.
Awesome.
And also, the decks based on G. Michael Hopp's book, The End. You can get his books right now on Amazon. They're pretty cool.
He's
And
like
cheap.
my mentor. Good guy.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
And thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
I think, oh, now I'm echoing.
Yeah.
We all are.
And
But-
that's it.
Hey guys, I'll see you guys next week, when we're back here at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time again for another couple rounds of Conflicted, the survival card game.
Sounds good.
I'm waiting for the song to start because it just piles right in there and I never nail it right.
That was 35 seconds.
How do you
Never.
know that stuff?
Told you. Right about 35 seconds.